Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the internet's favorite loser, signing back on once again. I'm bringing you guys another video. We're not back here on anything. We're actually about to do another commentary. My friend Hellfire has released another banger video that I want to react to and discuss with all of you. Also, Hellfire, I wanted to say I appreciate you coming by, always making me feeling like part of the community. And thank you for just coming by and talking with me once in a while. It's a lot of fun. So, with that being said, Hellfire, take it away.
I seriously don't want to leave this topic undiscussed for even one more day. Some are going to inevitably eye roll at the idea of the title or topic at hand, but just hear me out for a moment. This isn't an I'm a real fan because of this, that, or the other thing video. If you're here, you probably are a fan of the Borderlands franchise, and more than likely, you have some sort of worry about Gearbox's upcoming Borderlands 4, which is slated for the release date of September 23rd, 2025. And if you have zero worries about the game, then you're probably wondering why. Well, it's like I said, you're a Borderlands fan, but you just probably don't care about something that isn't out yet. Well, for those of us who do play these games more than any other out there, like myself, Borderlands 4 concerns the fans who still care. Out of time, so say goodbye. Now today I'm going to be discussing.
One thing I wanted to say is me and my wife absolutely love that intro. We love Broken Dreams. Whether you're a wrestling fan or not, I love Drew McIntyre. I love Drew McIntyre, man. He's been killing it lately. Anyway, I'll let you guys. I'll let Hellfire back talk again. I'm sorry.
Discussing a topic that cannot be held off for any longer because the future of this franchise isn't discussed enough, in my honest opinion. While the past is looked back upon, whether it be the piss poor sequels or the original classics that we keep returning to, we're often glossing over the importance of the future of Borderlands as an IP. While we already know Borderlands.
Unfortunately, Hellfire, you're 100% correct. If it's not Borderlands 2 I'm playing, it's Borderlands 1. If it's not Borderlands 1, it's Borderlands 2. I've recently tried to branch out and play a little bit of Borderlands 3 again, and I have been enjoying it. But it's not the same as we've discussed. It's like I told Hellfire, I know it's a huge step down from Borderlands 2, but at least it's not the pre-sequel. And I've already discussed my thoughts on why the pre-sequel is the worst in the series for me. If you guys want to go check that out, you can. And let me know how you guys feel. And I've already discussed, like, I'll never touch Wonderlands again. Me and my wife played it, and I didn't really. It fell apart right away. It's just not a very good game, but I don't know. At least it's fun to look at, and the gameplay is okay, I guess. I don't know. Fuck Wonderlands, that cash grab piece of shit.
Borderlands 4 is on the way. As someone who grew up with the series, I now start to wonder how it's going to look when I'm an old grump in the future complaining about the newspaper, as in the last decade, overall quality decline of each Borderlands project, which...
As far as us being old grumps, Hellfire, I've already told you that we're the old men yelling at kids to get off our lawns already. We're the two old people yelling at the sky, shaking our fist angrily at the sky about how the world's changed.
Makes me think about the future for me with this series, as one day when I have children of my own and they ask, "Dad, what's Borderlands?" I hope my explanation doesn't start with, "Well, it was good," or "I wish you could have played it back then," because that's one of the things that I fear the most for this franchise, that in 10 years from now, Borderlands is just nothing but a distant memory, a dead IP. I've seen so many of my personal favorite games die off, companies shut down or just stop making games because of the failed sequels, whether it be Crackdown, an open world third-person shooter that some of you might not have even heard of. That's
I love Crackdown. Crackdown 2 was my personal favorite out of the Crackdown series. Crackdown 3 was, you know, it was more Crackdown, but I don't know. I absolutely love Crackdown though. We could, dude, man, we could discuss old games all day long, man. Two of my favorite old games that I still play to this day are Prototype 1, Prototype 2, even though Prototype 2 is literally just a slightly improved Prototype 1. Prototype 1 was way better in my opinion. And then Infamous 1 and Infamous 2 over there on the PS3 still, man. I still still dust off the old PS3 once in a while to play some old exclusives such as the Sly Cooper series, break out the PS2, play some, I don't know. I go back and play older games a lot more than I do. I don't get that excited for newer games anymore. Anyway, back to Hellfire.
That's how long it's been in the dirt for. Left 4 Dead is another one of my favorites, and yeah, Back for Blood. I was a very casual fan of Gears of War and Halo, and both are as good as finished. Call of Duty also had a hell of a run when I was growing up, and today they are on a run of flop.
Oh, Hellfire. We could talk about Call of Duty all day. As a former semi-pro player of COD who stopped playing after the Modern Warfare remastered, uh, dude, Infinite Warfare, all the games that came after Black Ops 3 pretty much was ass, dog water. Black Ops 2 was the peak Call of Duty as far as like league play. Like that's where I got my that's where I fell in love with competitive gaming, watching Optic and the MLG tournaments back in the day, man. I used to live, breathe and suck dick. No. I used to suck Black Ops 2's dick, I swear to God. But I love Black Ops 2. I still love zombies. Zombies has died as far as like classic zombies. Zombies died after Black Ops 3 in my opinion. Black Ops 4 tried, but Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2 zombies was peak. Black Ops 1 and World at War zombies are always nostalgic. I still go back and play those all the time. But as far as Halo, yeah, Halo died pretty much after Halo 4. Halo 1, 2, and 3 are beautiful games, great games. Gears of War, Gears of War 3 is still one of my personal favorites. I think Gears of War 2 is slightly better though. But yeah, I absolutely love the original Gears of War trilogy. Um, as far as Back for Blood, I don't know why it's Back for Blood. It should have never came out or came back to get the blood. I don't know. That game should not exist. Um, but yeah, I mean, Left 4 Dead 2 is. I love Left 4 Dead 2, man. We need to play something sometime. I swear to God, Hellfire. But I don't know. Anyway, continue your point.
AI controversies, and lower player counts than ever before. And why do I bring up all of these franchises that have little to do with Borderlands? Well, it's actually much simpler than it may seem. What all of these IPs have in common with Gearbox's Borderlands is they all peaked during the 2010s. And the following year's sequels not only pushed fans away, but as they moved further from what initially made these games great, they moved more towards a business model to maximize profits instead of the traditional entertainment and replayability aspects that.
Sorry if I interrupt a little bit too much, but no, honestly, that's a great point. I just want to get my thoughts out before I forget them. So, no, 100%. Like gaming, I've said is dying. If you look at companies like Ubisoft, which are facing financial troubles and just bankruptcy, hopefully soon. Hopefully they die in the future. Ubisoft is all the same. Like Ubisoft's franchises peaked in 2013 with Black Flag. Ubisoft's games have been trash ever since then. Like literally, like they don't have a heart, they don't have a soul. They are only pumped out for money. Like if you look at their newest releases, like what's that damn? I forgot what it's called. Their dumbass pirate game that they could have. Like what was it? The quadruple A they were saying. But what the hell is that private game? Anyway, it's the game that they basically should have just re-released Black Flag, but why can't I remember? There's two, but yeah, they've just flopped ever since like God, I think they've been flopping for the last 8 years. But then you got games like EA or developers like EA. Sorry, I'm a little tired. You got developers like EA or publishers like EA and Activision, Blizzard that only pump out games now to make money. They don't give a damn anymore. Their games are look at the Black Ops 6, bro. That game might as well just be a free to play with how much money they want you to sink into that shit. That's dude, it's ridiculous. These guys make games now that are designed to get the most basically like we're just it's like Sing Sung, like where Shang Tsung has to suck the souls of the living to you know what I mean to contain like to stay powerful. These motherfuckers are like sucking our souls out of our wallets. Not mine. I don't really. I haven't bought a full price game in 6 years. Literally, like I switched over to PC and I'm like, if it ain't in a Steam sale, I don't want it. You know what I mean? I picked up GTA 5 for $15 because I don't really care about Grand Theft Auto. I've said this before. It's the same game with a slightly different story. It's overhyped and it's literally just the same shit over and over again. Most people buy GTA just so they can rob a car, drive around, and kill hookers. Little kids want to play GTA because hookers and strippers. Like literally, like I don't understand the hype. So I'll pick up a GTA game. I have not finished a GTA game since San Andreas. I swear to God. Like I have not. I as good as Grand Theft Auto 5 story is, I've never finished it. I've gotten close, but I've never finished it. Then you got games like Red Dead, which I absolutely love. Red Dead. I don't know why. I think I just prefer the Western style more. But I can tell you that the Rockstar games are really good. I just can't give a damn about them. Also, they Rockstar as a company has very shitty business practices as far as laying people off when they're about to make billions of dollars. But you know what? And dude, they've gone to shit in my opinion. If the rumors are true, which I know they're only rumors, but if they release GTA 6 as base edition at $100, that is first of all, I don't know why we're paying 70 when every game now has microtransactions and DLC up the ass. You people are making enough money, and if you're not, then you're doing something wrong. But yeah, I mean, these devs, man, they don't care. Like if you look at a game that just released the other day, Rise of the Ronin, it released in such poor condition that nobody can even play it, and it, it's either they release it in such poor condition on PC, and by the way, PC is the more predominant gaming machine nowadays. If you look at stats, but so you guys should be releasing these games in much better condition. But yeah, I mean these devs don't care, man. They don't care. They're gonna keep releasing garbage, and as long as people keep paying for it, they're just gonna keep releasing garbage. That's all they're gonna do.
That were truly important to developers back in those times. You also can't really fault them for this, as games are far more expensive in the year of 2025 than they were back in, say, 2009 or 2012. But rushed out projects lead to day one patches, and then these broken games being put out inevitably pushes gamers away, as spending $70 on something that isn't even close to complete feels criminal. On top of season passes, battle passes, paid DLC, games has become an investment for not just the companies, but the consumer as well. Which is one of the exact reasons why I'm here today. Because the fans that are still around, that still hold on to hope that 4 will be a return to form, we've grown to become concerned for the game and our series as a whole. Not because we hate it or want it to fail, but because every single person who has left a worry on any public forum across the internet, a majority of them did so because they still care. And I mentioned this today because Gearbox needs to hear this, but so does some of the fans, because there are people who question my motives and think that I'm just being negative for the sake of being negative. And while I and everyone could admit that they jump the gun and say some things that they probably shouldn't at times,
That's the thing, though. I've said before, there are people that just want this game to fail, and then there are people that voice criticism because they want the game to succeed. People need to realize the difference. And pretty much everything he just said is what I said before I let him say it. Apart from games are more expensive because, but it doesn't matter if they're more expensive to make. They are literally getting millions and millions of dollars and putting people into debt. Look at FIFA, bro. Like, look, these sports games, like this is dude. These games are ridiculous. There's no reason that they should be this. If you're gonna release a game at $70 or $80 for a base edition, then I shouldn't have. There shouldn't be pay to win microtransactions and stuff like that everywhere else in them. You're already taking $80 from me. Let's calm down. Well, not from me. Like I said, I don't buy this shit, but from other people that want to waste their money, I guess, on this stuff. When on Steam, you literally just gotta wait 2 years or to drop down to 50% off. I, I don't know. And there's, dude, the indie game market is so packed with content. It's so much better than the AAA shit. Dude, there's games like Repo, Lethal Company. There's games that are just way better and more fun. It's what gaming used to be when games were made with love and fun in mind. The only the only developers that I can think of that still do this is Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch releases games full. They're complete. They love it. They might release a DLC. Barely then though. And most of the time they update the game for free. Look at Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is packed full of content. You paid 60 for it. Guess what? Guess what? That's the one game that I did. I picked it up on PS4 when it first came out. Then when it came out on Steam, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw Sucker Punch some more money. Sucker Punch is my favorite game developers of all time. Infamous 1 and Infamous 2 and Festival of Blood are my three favorite games of all time. Borderlands 1 and 2 are my 4 and 5. But Sucker Punch nails it. They know what the fans want. They know that and we know when Sucker Punch releases a game, it's full of love and it's gonna be complete. And they love us. So like, that's the only developer that I can name, other than maybe Insomniac, you know, and then maybe CD Projekt Red and Naughty Dog at times. So those are like literally the four devs that I think still do this with love and passion. So, and we'll see in the future what happens. But yeah, like as far as like money and like how much these games cost, I don't give a fuck about how much they're spending on making these games. I'm not asking them to make these games. Let's go back then. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back a little bit. That way games aren't $150 million, $250 million, 300, whatever you're paying, like Anthem and Destiny and how much ever they're paying to make these games. Let's stop that. Let's go back. Let's go back in time a little bit. Stop this. I ain't asking for a cinematic masterpiece. First of all, Hollywood sucks anyway. But anyway, go ahead and continue.
I'm not just going to bite my tongue for a company that has enough people doing it around them. The honest criticism is really what they need, not sugar-coated shit. As pointed out by some in the comments in my last video, negativity is different from criticism, and sure, you're right, but you're still missing the point that was made. Criticism can't really be positive. Can it be constructive? Hell yeah, it can. But a criticism is a disapproval of something or someone else's actions. And a disagreement is usually seen as a negative action to most people on the internet. Well, if you happen to have any friends in the real world, and I would assume that most of you do, and you genuinely care for those friendships, you probably find yourself disagreeing with opinions that they have, and maybe even occasionally getting into a friendly debate about said disagreement.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like that's the whole fun of it. Like you don't want to just be like, "Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree." The whole fun of like me and my best friend, like we debate stuff a lot, but there's also a lot of times that we just agree on stuff. But yeah, like the whole fun of it is like disagreeing and like having a conversation. But the difference between yelling and cursing at somebody and actually having a conversation has been lost on the world for some reason. For the most part, my comments have actually all been civil. Like whenever I ask for a civil discussion, I get a civil discussion. So it's all been great. Like the last time you came over Hellfire, and we were discussing Borderlands 3. that was a whole lot of fun. Like just being able to talk about different opinions and disagreeing or agreeing on things. That's the whole point. Like if people can't talk anymore, then that sucks. I don't know.
Does this make you any less of a friend to these people? No. It means that you still care enough and feel close enough to share how you really felt. Now, I know some of you are wondering, where the hell are you going with this? Get to the point, and it's this right here. If we didn't still care about Borderlands and we were just, as a lot of the Gearbox defenders like to say, quote unquote, hating to hate, we wouldn't still be here talking about it, because these games are not even close to mainstream popularity. It's a niche franchise with a niche audience. Anybody that's making Borderlands videos isn't doing so because they want to be famous on YouTube. They're doing it because they actually love these fucking games. And as Gearbox has tried to expand...
Preach. Preach. Dude, I could not agree more. Like, wow, man. Wow, that is... Wow, that is awesome. Like, preach. Like, 100% preach, brother.
And on that audience, they've been trying to push away everyone that they built the games for originally. Instead of being honest and giving discourse to the community, they've blocked and silenced anyone who doesn't agree. Still, what's my point? Just gonna say it here right now. These gaming companies are not your friend, and backing them up as if they are is only wasting time, energy, and love that you could be putting elsewhere. Because unfortunately, all they care about is that money in your bank account being sent over to theirs. And the sooner that you realize that, the better. Now, speaking to the majority of people who do have common sense and understand what I'm talking about, let them know why you're worried about this game down in the comments below. As the creative director for Borderlands 4 did comment on one of my last videos, letting me know that he does watch videos in the community, good, bad, or ugly. And man, I'm sorry to say, but being paid to watch my videos is just crazy, but must be one hell of a job. But in all seriousness, this does at least let us know that at least they are watching everything, including videos about their own series.
That's awesome that he actually came over and commented that, man. That's awesome. That's awesome for many different reasons. I'm glad that somebody is at least watching and trying to take our feedback and actually do something with it. That's cool. I have nothing bad to say about that.
CEO blocking and muting friends of his that are worried about this game. As concerned as I am, the fact that Gearbox is taking the time out of their day to listen to fans like yourself and fans like me, it makes me feel a little bit better, but until I see the game for myself, I'm not going to judge it properly, as it wouldn't be fair to do so. Even though the past and however many projects with the Borderlands name attached to it have been absolutely awful, just one after another, after another, after another, we're still here waiting and hoping that the next one is better than the last. And hell, really it comes down to Borderlands being the only looter shooter franchise like it, and I just hope it's a series that I can share with my family one day. And my girlfriend already doesn't really understand it, and I don't blame her. The series is anything but normal, and for it to be where it is, it just makes a lot of us, concerned. And hopefully when we see some gameplay and action at the Sony State of Play coming up in the spring, it'll show us some more that simmers down a lot of these worries, but I'm not gonna hold my breath until we see it. But the moral of today's video is, just know that we wouldn't be worried if we didn't still care.
100%. 100%, brother. You don't pour your heart and soul out and critique and judge something because you hate it. I mean, some people might, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you I love these games as much as you do. You know what I mean? They are some of my favorite childhood moments. Me and my brother played Borderlands 1. Oh my god, it was so fun. And we still play Borderlands 1 together, and we'll still play Borderlands 2 together. Like, I have so many great memories through the decades that the decade that this well actually it's gonna be 20 years at some point, right? I think 30 30 30 32 or I'm 30. Wow, that'd be 1,000 years old. I'm tired as hell. 2032 will be 20 years for Borderlands 2, I think, because it came out in 2012. I'm tired as hell. But yeah, I mean, for the decade that these games have been out, like I've grown up, I have aged like milk. And yeah, I mean the memories are just awesome. So like yeah, I mean, like you said, like we wouldn't criticize it if we didn't love it. And we all have different criticisms. So I'm actually gonna have to read through your comment section and see what people have been saying. But yeah, been the internet's favorite loser. Signing off. Till next time. Hellfire, you're awesome. Keep keep posting awesome content. 100% preach, brother. And always a pleasure when you come by. So, whew. Yeah, it's been the internet's favorite loser signing off. Till next time, my friends. Another banger Hellfire video. And yeah, goodbye and good night. Thank you for watching.